We all love to travel, and the world is full of many interesting places to visit. Touring has been one major experience people want to have. Many people use their vacation as an opportunity to explore and travel to places they have not been to before, while others travel to relax and clear their minds. When it comes to travel, everyone wants to experience comfort, delectable food, adventurous activities, and explore the best places they could ever imagine. While most people try to get the best deal on hotels, flights, and even restaurants, we have put together a list of the most expensive cities to visit in the world for you to explore. Before we continue, remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Now, sit back and relax as we visit expensive cities. Number 10. Los Angeles. For all the wanderlusts who are ready to spend on their vacation, Los Angeles is the best choice for them. About 4 million people call it home. Los Angeles' average home price is around $679,200. Some neighborhoods have homes that is around $100,000. Most fast food places in the area keep their pricing reasonable based on franchise suggestions. But for a nicer meal for two in a more formal restaurant, the average cost is about $35 per day. For those that love to cook at home, LA offers access to great produce at a relatively affordable cost. Groceries are generally not taxed, and prices like eggs, milk, and bread are similar to what you will find in other parts of the country. The average Angelino can expect to spend $375 on food per month. Number 9. Sydney. It comes under top 10 most expensive cities in the world to visit. Food and drinks are costly in this city. You should plan to spend around $137 per day on your vacation in Sydney, which is the average daily price based on the expenses of other visitors. Past travelers have spent on average $33 on meals for one day and $12 on local transportation. Also, the average hotel price in Sydney for a couple is $163. All of these average travel prices have been collated from other travelers to help you plan your own travel budget. City number 8 is Dubai. Dubai is popular for the world's class shopping experience, iconic buildings, and luxury hotels which will cost about $172 per night, and it has a self-proclaimed 7-star hotel which costs $2,000 per night, opulent mall, and extraordinary nightlife. There in Dubai, the annual cost starts at 100,000 AED a year, or even 140,000 AED, depending on the property. It is indeed not a cheap destination to visit by tourists. When it comes to the feeding part in Dubai, it will cost you at least 25 euros per day to eat. Next on our list is Tokyo, Japan. Japan is not a cheap place to take a tour, but yes, it is not prohibitively more expensive than you may think. The average monthly rent, not including utilities, for a one-room apartment of 20 to 40 square meters is between 50,000 and 70,000 yen. Rent for similarly sized apartments in central Tokyo in popular neighborhoods nearby start from around 100,000 yen. The budget for a lunch in Tokyo is roughly around 1,000 yen. Certain restaurants and shops, particularly those in the business areas with a lot of office workers, also offer something called one-coin lunches for 500 yen. However, Tokyo have hotels and restaurants that cost around $100 per night. Number 6. London. London is also one of the most expensive cities in the world. London's ranking is largely attributed to high rental accommodation costs in areas popular with expatriates. A trip to London on an average will cost 60 to 120 euro per day. The average monthly rent for a 2-bedroom property is around 2,400 euro, and the average cost to purchase a 3-bedroom home is around 967,989 euro. Like many big cities, London is filled to the brim with Airbnbs. They can help you travel relatively cheaply, but they ultimately give you the experience of what it feels to live in the city. On an average, an Airbnb in London will cost you about $80 per night. City number 5, New York. When you talk about the most expensive countries to visit, New York can't be neglected. While meals in New York City can vary, the average cost of food in the city is $37 per day. The cost of living is something to look into. To rent a 2-bedroom apartment, Battery Park City is the most expensive neighborhood to rent in Manhattan, with an average rent of $5,530. Most people who have cars spend as much as $606.37 for parking per month. The price of gas in New York is $308 per gallon, and the average insurance rate is $4,400 per year. Next is Zurich. Zurich is referred to as the most expensive city to visit in Europe. The whole of Switzerland is known as a costly destination. A trip to Zurich for a week usually costs around $1,643 for a solo traveler. However, based on the spending habits and the comfort, you can still choose to explore the city on a low budget. The cost of a one-bedroom apartment in Zurich rises from CHF 900 to CHF 2000 depending on the area. The cost of transportation and accommodation are significantly expensive in Zurich. To save money while touring this city, you can choose an apartment rather than a hotel, supermarkets for food rather than going to restaurants, and go for public transport instead of a rental. Third on this list is Hong Kong. Foreigners may think that in a bustling metropolis such as Hong Kong, life doesn't come cheap. Rent, food, clothing, and other necessities should be on a par with the likes of New York. If you want to live like a tycoon, make Hong Kong your next destination. But you need to be a millionaire prior to even consider for buying a property here. Here, the price of a property per square meter is the highest in the entire world. You will have to pay more than $25,000 per square meter to buy an apartment close to the city center. A small 40 square meter apartment may cost you around $1 million. Rents don't also come at cheap rates. A decent apartment could cost a monthly rental fee of more than $5,000 without furniture. Living in a university-provided residence halls or hostels, you'll pay a modest $2,000 per semester. Other costs of living will be $4,000 to $6,500 per year. Second most expensive city is Paris, France. The city of France, Paris, cannot be easily neglected. It welcomes a huge number of tourists every year. Paris is also known as the city of romance and famous among couples. It is one of the most expensive vacation destinations that is visited every year. The median price for property here is 14,430 euros per square meter. That means a 350 square foot studio here would cost you over $500,000, or $520,734. This is one of the reasons Paris has been ranked as one of the most expensive cities in the world. Paris, France is known for its quaint cafes, chocolates, wine, pastries, and the pretty Eiffel Tower at night. It is the best but expensive city, looking at the royal castles, lavish cathedrals, and impressive architecture in the city, which makes it worth a visit for tourists around the world. Number 1. Singapore. This is the most expensive city in the world to visit. Transportation costs is very expensive in this city. It has carried a distinction of being ranked as the world's most expensive city for 5 years in a row, according to the index. This includes the high cost of transportation. It is the most expensive to use a car. If you want to buy one, you must have a huge savings for it. Prices for other things like clothes, groceries, or a bottle of table wine, which is $24 on an average, a night at Shangri-La Suite on the 17th floor of the eponymous hotel can run over $8,000. There are many cities in the world that could be really heavy on the pocket, but here you have the top 10. Each one of them is an amazing place to visit. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, the subscription button, and the notification bell to get notified when new videos are uploaded to this channel. Let us know your thoughts and opinion about the most expensive places to visit in the world in the comment section below.